Alright, what we got here today is Sterling drill grinder. It's made by the McDonaugh manufacturing company. It'll do 2, 3, and 4 flute drills from 2.5 to 1/8 inch. Picked this up last summer, I think, and it's in need of some repair. We got a bunch of drills we're going to sharpen. Yeah, that's about it. Take you over it. It's got some wear in it. So this is what we're working at. This is the thrust bearing. It's already been apart. This is where the drill sits, and then it goes up here into the grinding wheel here, and it swings back and forth, grinding the tip of the drill. It sits here on this little tang. It'll do 118 degree included angle. There you adjust for your clearance, your back off as it should be. There you come down here underneath here, and that sets your drill diameter. You loosen this handle here, and this slides in and out. And then this handle here, just your diameter here. Now, this has been apart. This down here is supposed to go on this handle here, which is bent, so that's got to get straightened. But it goes down here, and it's on a little cam here. I'll show you that in a minute. And it slides this and out to give you clearance for your surface here. Now, the problem we got is in here on this pinion here, there's play. And I'll try to get you a video of that, see if we can't show you. And see if I can bring you in. But that's the rock in there. Right there. There's the rock. And what that is, it's in here. So either we have to bush this out, or we might be able to adjust it with these set screws here. There's 2 set screws, and tighten, loosening this, and we might be able to set this. Now there's a thrust, that thrust bearing goes down underneath here. There's a C-clip that holds that in. So we're gonna get this apart, clean it up, and see what we don't find. Spider. There's a bent handle I was telling you about. We'll get her straightened out. Alright, now I have my workspace. Oh, here we go. Alright, so this here, you can see that clip in there. That's what holds the thrust bearing in. This sits down inside here. It sits up against that brace, and then there's swivel it. Sits down like that, and that side, and that gives you a swivel. And this, where that play was. So what we gotta do first here is get this spring clip off here. It's an accordion boot that goes on here that gets screwed into the base. So we'll get that off with a set of channel locks around here somewhere. There. Yeah. It's just falling apart here. Alright, that's what's left of that. Now, first thing first, we got to check this slot, because there's supposed to be a key in there that follows this, which is conveniently missing, by the way. So probably we're going to have to make a new one. I believe this is 1/2 inch. Get a set of calipers here. Yep. 1/2 inch, 502. 503. Let's see if we can get that. I don't know if you can read that. This is tough. Yeah. See, we're right at a 1/2 inch there. 1/2 inch there. So we'll have to make a new quarter with a 1/2 on that. Get that. Seen the bent handle. Let's see if we can get this a little wider. So clean this up. This post looks fine. I haven't mic'd it, but we're at 1 inch, 440, about 1 inch, 135. Yeah, I had to throw a mic on at 135. Yeah, 135. Yeah, 135. So, yeah, so we're 1,435. I think we'll be all right. Clean it up, Scotch-Brite, break the edge. We'll be all right. As for this should be all right. Clean that up, stone that, make that nice and flat again. Clear up. We're not going to paint this. It's original. It's all original paint. You can actually still buy these, believe it or not. They're still in business. So with that, here's here's what holds a drill. No, let me get a drill. Alright, so here's a drill bit. This one's 1 inch 1964s. So, but it's got a Morse taper on here, and this works by sitting in here like this. Then you can see this tab's worn out, but it's supposed to sit up against that. And then you have down here your thimble adjustment, your micrometer adjustment, which pushes on this, which moves this plunger in and out for your fine adjustment to sweep it across your drill bit. So what we're going to end up having to do is, because we have all these tapered shanks, and when you got taper shank, now this taper happens to be big enough that it's smaller than the size of the drill, so it sits nice and flush in there. But when you're running this one, now yes, this one has an adapter on it, but it's too big, so the drill doesn't sit flat, it sits at an angle, which throws off the geometry of said drill bit. So our intent is to use this hole here and have a V-block come up with a thimble adjustment underneath here that lets you adjust up and down for that taper, for that bigger Morse taper for your smaller drills. So you keep the 118 included angle right on there. So this pin should be good, because this just gets clamped down. So 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches. Yeah, we're good on that. So that'll stay the same. We don't do anything with that. So first things first. Well, first I guess we gotta attack the that key nut. Alright, now we're looking in here. This is where it slides in. I don't know if there you go. Okay, so you see that hole there, you can see where the keyway's been riding. And there's supposed to be in that hole, there's supposed to be a square key that comes through the bottom. So we're gonna have to make a new one of those to keep this sucker from sliding back and forth. And right there, you can just see it there. That's the clamp that's the hard clamp to keep that from sliding in and out. So, and then this is where the rubber boot, that accordion boot, which I do have a new one, goes up against here to keep the grinding dust and the grit out from inside here. So we'll start with our little nut there and go from there. Quarter inch bolt. That's only 430. 430. Boy. That's the right length. So, it's the right length bolt. What do we say? Do we weld it up? How deep is that channel? $240. Alright, we're going to do a quick, we're going to nasty this up. So we're going to weld the head of this bolt up. Then we're going to come back and we're going to grind it to half an inch. And we'll go from there. So, let me drag out the welder. Like this. Believe it or not, ship weight on is 300 frickin' pounds. Looks like it needs some caster. These way over here. Bring out. Asphalt. So that didn't work. I don't know if you can see that. Nasty mess. So I don't know if that was the bolt, me, the fact that it's flux core in the MIG welder, but she's foobarred. So round 2, we're going to take this bolt. The head on it's 540, so 540, 550. So that should be about the right size. We'll have to put it in the grinder, take down the squares there. And then we're going to throw it up in the lathe. We're going to turn this diameter down 1/4 inch, and we're going to take our 1/4 die and we're going to tab it. So, see you over on the lathe.